Hi everyone, my name is Lincoln Cole and today I'll be showing y'all how to make homemade cookies. I'm going to be using my Aunt Michelle's recipe. She made this recipe while she was a grad student at the University of North Texas. Our first thing that we're going to be using is our KitchenAid right here. It's what's going to be mixing our food. The next thing is going to be our sheets with the parchment paper. We have the wire rack for when we're cooling the cookies down after they've been cooked, and then of course the oven. Now I like to set this and preheat it before I start messing around with all the other ingredients. This we're gonna actually press bake, and then we're gonna do 375. So yeah, right here it's gonna start at 350. We're gonna go up till 375, and then I hit bake again, and I should see a second light called preheat come on, and then you just wait. The next thing is our ingredients. So I have vanilla extract, baking soda, cinnamon, unsalted butter, semi-sweet chocolate chips, 2 eggs, brown sugar, all-purpose flour, and regular sugar. All right, so for our first step to making the cookie dough, we're gonna have to put in eggs, butter, sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla. First step always, of course, though, is to wash your hands before. And I'll show you how to crack an egg real quick. So what I do is I kind of hold it like this, and then I just crack the inside. Break the shell open, and then dispose of the shell. Next would be 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter. Make sure they're softened. If you don't know how to soften butter, what most people do is just leave it out for a little bit before you start baking or cooking, or you can just put it in like something that's microwavable and put it in the microwave for like 20 to 30 seconds. Next thing to add is a cup of regular sugar. After that will be a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. So, make sure it's nice and tight. And lastly, for this first part is a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Once you're done with adding everything for this first part, it's gonna look something like this. To put it in the KitchenAid, kind of dip it down and then have these teeth on the side, on each side line up. It's not gonna be locked into place yet, so you're gonna have to reach back with your hand and then push it down so it locks into place. Next, to add this mixer right here, you wanna put it in the bowl and push it down, and then you'll see a little notch right here. Try to line that up the best you can. Push it in. Once you've done all that, you wanna grab this lever right here and then pull it up, and then it should lock at the top, and then you wanna put it at probably around 2 to 3, just so it starts going. And then you should wait for it to mix until it looks a little bit more even. All right, after it's been mixing for about a minute or 2, you want to stop it like this, lower it down, and we're actually going to use a scraper right here to get any little bits of butter or sugar, brown sugar, whatever it is that isn't mixing very well, and just scrape across the edges like this. Try to get it removed. Usually some on the bottom, just because the mixer doesn't reach all the way down, so it doesn't scrape the bowl. That'd actually be really bad. All right, once this has been mixed pretty well, as you can see, it looks pretty even. We're probably gonna stop this now, and we're going to start adding our new ingredients. All right, once that's done, we're gonna take the bowl off from the KitchenAid. All you do is literally what you did to put it on in the opposite order. We're gonna add a teaspoon of baking soda. That's what I'm using right here. I recommend washing off what you're using to measure between each ingredient being added, just so it doesn't stick. And then a teaspoon of salt. I have just regular sea salt. Cinnamon to taste. Now I don't really measure it. I just kind of doing a little bit like that, and that should be enough. You don't want to add too much, or else you almost get like a spicy effect, and it will taste really not least is our 3 cups of flour. Up all the way, and then turn it on for low setting, and then have it go for a couple of minutes. You should see flour disappear and it'll look more like cookie dough. Once it looks like this, I'll add my entire bag of my semi-sweet chocolate chips. And then press start again. So after about a maximum of like 2 to 3 minutes, you don't want to overmix it. It should look like this. I took it off of the KitchenAid over here. And then what I'm gonna use is this super right here. You can use a regular spoon, but this makes it easier. And you wanna scoop small scoops, and you usually on like an 18 by 18 pan, you wanna have 9 to 12. So I can't do it one-handed, so I'll do it. Once you've put them all on the pan, they should look something like this, nice and even. Obviously I have some left over, so I will make one more smaller batch. Maybe once your time is up, they should look like this. After this, all you gotta do is put them on the wire rack, usually with a spatula like that, and then you'll be done.